Powerful hurricane strike that made landfall in Florida just after daybreak this morning and continues to do damage in the Carolinas tonight. The full extent of Idalia's destruction is not yet known, but what is clear is that Mother Nature had her way once again. Our team is spread out across the storm zone, and ABC's Maria Villarreal leads our coverage from hard-hit Cedar Key, Florida. Maria.
Byron, Cedar Key is a tight-knit community that thrives on tourism, but in a matter of hours, that was all swept away. The winds were so powerful, it actually knocked over a gas station canopy. Storm surge washing out the main roadways in and out of the city. But once the water receded, business owners on this waterfront street got their first look at the destruction. The amount of surge evident by all of the debris left behind. And you can take a look right here. This is actually a cement flooring that came from the business that you see right behind me. Owners are saying they believe that this is an absolute loss for them. And even when the power gets turned back on, there is no guarantee that anybody will return because there's no place to stay. So a hit on their economy and their livelihood. Byron?
Maria, thank you. Hundreds of thousands remained without electricity tonight in the wake of Idalia, including in Tallahassee. And that's where we find ABC's Victor Akindo. Victor.
Byron, here in Tallahassee, the race is on to restore power. The biggest concerns for the capital city, wind damage, down trees, and power outages. Despite being spared the brunt of Idalia, sure enough, we got a combination of all three. Once Idalia cleared the area, our team drove around and quickly spotted crews clearing a tree that fell on a busy highway and took down some power lines. Just beyond them, a lineman in a bucket truck working on restoring power to the nearby streetlights. And look at this outside the governor's mansion. Florida First Lady Casey DeSantis posted this photo. It was a 100-year-old oak tree brought down by Idalia. DeSantis was inside with her children. Nobody was hurt. The good news is we have been tracking the number of customers without power, and they have been dropping by the hour. Byron?
Victor, thank you. Residents in more than 20 Florida counties were ordered to evacuate. And while many heeded those warnings, some made the risky decision to hunker down. Catastrophic storm surge up and down the Florida coast, up to 7 feet. Hurricane Idalia flooding downtown, leaving homes destroyed. Idalia is the first major hurricane to hit this part of Florida's Big Bend on record.
No!
Oh. And now thousands returning home to see whether their homes and businesses survived. Like Shannon and Jordan Keaton, who evacuated and rode out the storm 30 miles inland with family. They're longtime residents of Cedar Key, one of the areas hit hardest by the storm.
So there's still no power, no sewer, no water, nothing. My house is fine. There was no issues here. My restaurant is another story. There's quite a bit of damage there. And all of my the deck that was around the building is gone. Missing some windows and doors.
They own one of the most popular restaurants on the island, 83 West.
It's terrifying to me that I wasn't able to see my cameras at the restaurant. I was looking at possibly 8 years of my efforts, gone down the goal.
This wasn't their first hurricane. Back in 2016, Hurricane Hermine hit their restaurant, causing $750,000 in damages, according to Jordan.
The problem with being right over the water is it's uninsurable, as are all of the restaurants on Dock Street. They won't be able to get any help from insurance, and they won't be able to get any help from FEMA or anything. Everybody's on their own.
After Hermine, the Keatons rebuilt their restaurant out of pocket because he says they can't get insurance. Now they have to go through it all over again. Jordan hopes to reopen in a few weeks.
We're going to rebuild it. We're going to make it again. Luckily, this area is not prone to a ton of hurricanes. We probably get one every 10 years, but it does seem like it is a little bit more frequent now.
The ocean's abnormally warm waters averaging 88 degrees, fueling Idalia, increasing its speed as it approached land.
If there's anything the states need right now, I'm ready to mobilize that support of what they need.
While many evacuated, some decided to stay put, including residents in Hudson, Florida, who were stunned by how fast the water came in.
Before I knew it, was over the wall. We're trying to get in the truck, and it's up to barely able to get the doors open. Came over the wall. It's just, I can't believe this. I've never seen nothing like it.
I've never seen this before. I mean, we've had a hurricane here, but it's never flooded to this extent.
Just up the coast in Steinhatchee, the Norwood family was split on whether to evacuate or not. Kaylee, who is 9 months pregnant, decided to evacuate to Gainesville with her husband, Kevin.
We evacuated Steinhatchee because I'm 9 months pregnant and have been in and out of labor all day with contractions.
Her brother, Chase, and the rest of the family decided to stay home to watch over their family business, the Sea Hag Marina.
We're more scared for the marina rather than our safety. We do have a lot of damages that happen to everything else, but it could have been a lot worse.
The family has owned the marina for 24 years. Normally, it's a sunny spot filled with fishermen and lodgers coming to enjoy the stunning views.
One of the biggest marinas on the west coast of Florida, and so this is like one of my parents' babies. So when the marina's in danger, it's like almost as if, you know, their child's in danger.
But today, much of it was hit with major storm surge, leaving debris and damage in its wake.
A few hours ago, it looked like a crazy place. There's wind blowing sideways, tree limbs going sideways. And so it was real, but now it's bright and sunny here.
Despite the damage, the Norwood family focused on their newest member, about to be born.
I think everybody around here is excited. You know, people around in our town, it's like one big family, so everybody knows each other, and everybody knows she's having a baby and having a baby boy.
But tonight, others on the path of the storm from Georgia to South Carolina are still dealing with the remnants of Idalia. As the storm exited Florida and tracked to the north and the east, it continued to cause flooding and also became a tornado threat. ABC's Alex Prechet has more from Charleston, South Carolina. Alex.
Hey, Byron. So the number one thing that Charleston is facing tonight is flooding. Idalia, mixed with those high tides, have flooded roadways. They've flooded parking lots. The National Weather Service has said that water has reached the Charleston Battery and the dunes at Edisto. The other thing that it's facing is wind. We've got down trees, down power lines, and then all throughout the day, they have been dealing with tornadic activity. One tornado so strong that it even picked up a car. Now, more than 34,000 customers are without power. We were actually one of them. The power at our hotel going out for about an hour before the generators kicked back on. That's why the mayor here has urged residents to hunker down, stay safe, not to put any first responders at risk.